just to introduce where we are today, we are at the 50th anniversary of the American Society for Clinical Oncology here in Chicago, 2014. I think about my first ASCO was 1986, and how things have changed since 1986, both with the science of cancer, with the young adult movement, and you and I had a conversation earlier about how the young adult movement has changed over the years and the focus and the opportunities to influence. And a big part of that was driven by our friend Selma. And for those of you in the audience, I know that you are well aware, but for our viewing audience, just to make sure that people really understand that the young adult movement was started by Selma Schimmel. I'd like for you each, if you would, to start off and share a favorite Selma moment.
So my one moment, I'm an oncologist and felt very lonely in the field in the early 90s when I got involved in the adolescent young adult movement. And Selma, when I moved to the University of California, Irvine, came down to talk to me, and I said to her, I felt like I was Don Quixote, sort of tilting at windmills, trying to get my oncologists to understand the need for the adolescent young adult movement. And then when she was driving out that day, and she had this sort of Jaguar, sort of like a red colored Jaguar, and she shouts out of her, put down the window and shouts out, she says, "Keep going, Don, keep going, Don." And all my patients like to stand on the side and they're saying, "Dr. Sen, I thought your name was Leonard or Lenny. Is it Don?" but she really did inspire us and inspired me to do what I do and what we continue to do. So.
Yeah. She was like, "Let me show you this." And she showed me this, I had a port and I have a scar. She's like, "I have this thing, it's called a passport. It's in my arm." She's like, "I'm a woman. I might want to wear sleeveless shirts and tank tops and and she's like, "So look at this. This is so cool. I found this." And then she told other people about it. She's a woman. She has a life. She is not going to let cancer and her scars get in the way of doing what she wanted to do and who she wanted to be. And I just thought that was perfect.
And I remember having a conversation with her, telling her, I oftentimes feel inadequate. We're not qualified to make statements about young adult issues that survivors or patients are dealing with. And as she did in the video, she stopped me and stuck her finger up. And she said, "Don't you dare say that." And we talked a lot. She said, "Tell me about your mother." And we talked at length about my mom and why I was doing the work I was doing. And it was just very meaningful to me. And she said, and I will never forget this, she said, you be proud of why you're here and what you represent, and don't ever hesitate, as we all can appreciate, to voice your opinion.
So I was in LA for some purpose, for some meeting, and Selma and I decided we're going to get together for dinner. And we drove and drove and drove until we got to the most rundown shopping center in some section of LA that I probably would not want to go back to. Because we had to go to this particular sushi place, and she told me along the way, "I'm going to get you this sushi you can't get anywhere else, and they don't have these items on the menu, but I can ask for it, and you must have this." She treated me like I was just the most important person. And she did that with everyone, so it was good sushi.
Yeah. That's great. Thank you so much. And I loved in my relationship with her. We were polar opposites in so many ways, just in terms of her attention to detail and how meticulous that she was about things. And we had some great times talking about fashion advice. Fashion advice and makeup. And I've got a whole email box full of the best lipstick to wear. She always had perfect lipstick, the best lipstick to wear, the best hair color to have. What does this style look like? And we have a lot of fun memories. I know many of you in the audience do as well.